fever rash.
Available.
Imagine how hilarious that would be. That would be the cougar score of the century. Jenny McCarthy dates Justin Bieber.
Welcome back, family. Before the video starts, I just want to thank all my channel members for the support.
Guys, a truck that was carrying 24 million bees just flipped over in Texas, and an entire neighborhood just had to get locked down and told to seal their windows. So the truck was hauling 406 beehives through a town called Mauriceville in Texas, and the driver just didn't make a turn and flipped the entire thing into a ditch. Each single one of those hives was holding between 60 and 80,000 bees, so the second that the truck flipped, 24 million bees basically just flew all up into the air at once. And then Orange County Emergency Services straight up told the entire neighborhood to stay inside and seal their windows because there were that many bees flying outside. Hello. They had to call in multiple different local beekeepers from 3 to 4 different companies to suit up and try to round them all back up into the boxes. Thankfully, no people were hurt, but there are multiple different reports in the area that apparently some dogs in the neighborhood got stung. Would you go outside if your county was warning you to seal your windows with 24 million bees out there? Because I can barely handle one.
I mean, from what I've been told, bees aren't as deadly or aren't as annoying as wasps, so I'm surprised that like animals or even people got stung from that, because bees aren't really aggressive.
Is alien. He's possibly a leader. We've known this for a few years, and the Teslas are part of the alien domination deal. I don't know why we made the deal to let them build the Teslas here. They're building the Teslas here. They're building the alien spacecraft's power sources in front of us, parking them in the back of the empty Sears parking lots across the USA, Chicago, St. Louis, on the West Coast. And Trump kind of knows it, but he needs the money. He lost money. Everybody does. Elon's got money coming out of earlobes. But that makes it legit. Elon Musk and Jacques Cousteau studying alien underwater life forms, because that's where the spaceships are.
That's where the aliens are, y'all. In the ocean.
How do I know these things? They're so big. Yikes. Bigger than Shaq. It's not funny, dude. Don't tell your wife about these things, dude. Yeah, she asked me questions. What were you guys talking about John Pork yesterday?
Stay weird, y'all.
We were talking about pork.
Fever, and I want a fever rash.
Available.
Imagine how hilarious that would be. That would be the cougar score of the century. Jenny McCarthy dates Justin Bieber.
Apparently wanted to know what a Bieber felt like.
Would you rather have to be naked on stage during one full song, or drink a cup of blended worms?
Like little girl fans, I can't go.
You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
All right. What music are you listening to at the moment? Beautiful face. All right.
If a stranger whipped her son.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Whoa!
Go down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah. Right now he's having 48 hours with Diddy. I had legal guardianship. Full crazy.
Yeah, for those first couple clips where Justin Bieber was getting harassed, if the roles were flipped and it was like a young girl that's under like 18, like 16, which he was, and the dude was harassing the young girl, telling her like, oh yeah, I want like a Bieber rash or whatever, you know, we would not hear the end of that story.
Most controversial of Mackenzie's TikTok is from Halloween. She's with 3 of her friends and they're all in the same costume, well, different variations of it. But Mackenzie is dressed in an all black look. She's got these black furry boots, black ripped leggings, this super tight corset, and this ribbed black top where it looks like someone just put it through a paper shredder. And you can see part of her chest that in her TikTok post, she keeps covering up with an emoji. And her makeup, since it's Halloween, it's supposedly inspired by Playboy Cardi and the look that he would sometimes perform with. It was like during a very specific era of his career, which some people called it the clown era, but it's more of this vampy, corpse, theatrical, comic book villain inspired look. It did look really cool when he would perform on stage with that look. But this Halloween post becomes one of Mackenzie's most controversial social media posts, more than her posting herself driving while smoking weed, because everyone says that she looks like she dressed up as a corpse. Mackenzie's friends are saying, no, that's not true. We were dressed up as Playboy Cardi. But also, what about it? Like, what if she dressed up as a corpse? It's Halloween, get a grip. But it's not the holiday and it's not the costume. It is the timing of this Halloween. People are upset because this was posted and this was done Halloween of 2022. Just 3 months after, Mackenzie was in a fatal car crash where she was the driver that killed her boyfriend Dom and their friend Davion.
Not forget the Wayfair scandal and its ties to Epstein, where it had average items for ridiculous prices, like this twin 66.1-inch Ghislaine convertible sofa and other products which names corresponded with missing children. But it's just a coincidence, right? According to the fact checkers. What they didn't tell you is that they connected the products to the wrong children. Let's go back to the Ghislaine sofa, whose price was coincidentally the same as the coordinates of Epstein's island. Still not convinced? Let's look at the meaning of the term waif and fair. A waif is a person, most commonly a homeless, neglected or orphan child who is without a home, friends or protection. The word fare generally refers to either the fee paid for transportation, the food served at a meal, or a verb describing how well someone is performing in a given situation. If you're still not convinced, let's look at the company who was selling the sofa, called Ghislaine, which had a price which matched the coordinates of Epstein's island. And would you look at that? It was from a company called Little St. James.
No one can seem to agree on anything anymore except for two things. Pizza and us. And us.
What?
Cruised down, went over to their house. They made us homemade pizza, and it was an amazing time. I sat next to Bono. It was a good day.
That is a good day.
It was, and her parties are incredible at her house, too.
Yep. She does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza,
Wonderful, wonderful pizza. All right.
I'm really excited about the possibility of having a pizza party with a pop star. Do you have pizza parties with pop stars often? No. Okay. Just checking.
You really are a genuine fan, and it's amazing. And we've known each other for years. Yeah. You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. It's so much fun. Now,
So tell me about Joe and your relationship with Joe, and what do I need to know? Like, what's the thing about the ice cream? He loves ice cream. Tell me about that.
Ice cream is big. Pasta with red sauce. He can go deep on that.
And why does their website have a super secured backdoor to a secret division where you can order pizza pictures for absurd prices? This screenshot was made public by a hacker. It's in low resolution, so I will read out loud what it says at the bottom. This month we have 5 fresh pizzas for your enjoyment. We also have 4 surviving pizzas from last month's session. All are on sale at an extremely low price, as they are in poor health and not expected to survive. So a requirement is that you finish eating your pizza after your session. This month's special includes a 30% discount on severe torture. Each image below is available for $1,000 in fine print. Why are they talking about kill rooms, murder, and rinsing it off when you're done? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. The celebrity obsession and the elite obsession with pizza is literally so weird. And y'all gotta also remember, when it comes to like trafficking, these people that are being sold are sold for thousands of dollars. The only people that could potentially even buy someone that has been trafficked is the really rich and elite people. An average person like me or you know what I'm saying, I'm guessing like the average salary in the US is like what, $60,000-$80,000. Half of these people being trafficked are that much money. The average person doesn't even have money to buy a trafficked person. So it really does make you think, like, it has to be people that are super wealthy or people that are super elite that have power.
That watches crime documentaries way too often. Here are 5 things that you should never do if you want to stay alive in 2026. And before I give y'all the 5 tips, make sure you hit that follow button, because who knows, I might just save one of y'all's lives. Number 1, before you go out anywhere, even if you think it's gonna be just a couple minutes, even if you're just going out for a walk, make sure that you always, and I mean always, tell somebody, at least one person, where it is you're going. This way, let's say if God forbid anything were to happen and the cops are trying to trace you down, there will be at least one person that could hint to them where you could be.
Yeah.
Number 2, learn psychology. And you might be looking at me like, what are you talking about? What does this have to do with anything? Trust me. Every single human being in this planet is wearing a mask. Whether it's a good or bad one, everybody has a mask on. There will always be somebody amongst you that could have a smile on their face in front of you, but want you dead behind your back. But say you studied psychology and body language, signs, all these things, you can possibly avoid people like this. Because sometimes your biggest haters are right next to you. Sometimes the biggest threat to your existence is not the murder you've been fearing your entire life. It could quite literally be your friend. Number 3, never tell your partner where you live. This one especially goes for women. Never let a man know your whereabouts, especially when you just met him. Make sure you at least know this person really well before you let them anywhere near your house. Your house should be your safe place, your hideout. You should not be feeling scared in your own home just because you might have pissed a nigga off. Let's not do that. Number 4, do not put anything past anyone. And this one kind of ties into number 2 a little bit, because most times when a person loses their life because of another person, they never saw it coming and they were completely clueless. The last one, this one is pretty obvious, but do not go outside, especially if you're a girl, alone at night. What are you doing? Honestly, this even counts for the daytime too. Try not to go anywhere alone as much as possible. And also a bonus, make sure you try to reduce the amount of times you go out in a week. Don't just go anywhere just to go places. Make sure you have a specific goal in mind to where you're going. And again, make sure people know where you're going when you're about to go. The right people. Don't go telling everybody where you're going. Make sure you tell a trusted person, which again, you gotta learn psychology so you know who to trust. Then once you know how to trust this person, then you can tell them where you're going. This will usually be people like your family, etc. So make sure you watch out and be cautious, you guys. I don't want to see none of y'all go missing, okay? Stay safe out there, guys. We live on a pretty interesting planet, to say the least. Make sure you hit that follow button.
According to the FBI, right now in the United States, there are about 25 to 50 uncaught serial killers. Today we're going to go into a couple lesser known ones. First is the babysitter killer, also known as the Oakland County. Between February 1976 and March 1977, somebody targeted children ages 10 to 12 in Oakland County. There are at least 4 confirmed victims: Mark Stebbins, Joe Robinson, Christine Mihelic, and Timothy King. This person would abduct the children and then hold them captive for days or even weeks. While imprisoned, he would feed and bathe them before unaliving all of them and then placing their bodies in plain sight on the road. Although 20,000 tips did come in, the case remains open to this day. Next is the West Mesa bone collector. In 2009, a woman in Albuquerque, New Mexico was walking her dog in the desert when she came across a human femur bone sticking up out of the sand. Police would end up searching the entire area to find 11 bodies and an infant buried nearby. All of the victims were reported missing between 2003 and 2004. Currently, the case is still open and authorities are offering a $100,000 reward for any tips leading to an arrest.
Things discovered under drained lakes. Ladybore Reservoir. A lost village still underwater since 1943. Lake Mead.
Why is the image moving so much?
A hidden WWI bomber aircraft was discovered beneath the lake.
Hidden World War II bomber?
Foss Lake. Police found submerged cars tied to a dark mystery.
It's been under there for a minute.
Little Traverse Bay.
I don't like the whole LSD effect.
An underwater statue of Jesus rests beneath the water.
Nice.
Rootkund. Over 200 skeletons were discovered near the lake. Crystal Lake. Divers placed a creepy Jason Voorhees statue underwater.
Student risks his life revealing his research on Bill Gates. Let's see it.
He funds research on ticks on Plum Island. He is getting a vaccine for ticks before anything major happens. This is similar to when he created viruses in Windows to sell antivirus. He encourages people to be vegan and stop eating meat. He suggests bugs as an alternative.
Wow.
Suddenly, there are alpha-gal syndrome cases from the Lone Star tick. Alpha-gal syndrome is where people are allergic to red meat, but bugs are still fine. Wow. This is not a natural allergic reaction. I suspect it is man-made. Boxes of ticks are found in tall grass fields by farmers. Chickens eat hundreds of ticks per hour. However, there's an initiative petition, IP28 Peace Act, removing existing extensions for agriculture, hunting, and fishing. Tick populations rapidly spreading across the US, worse than any other year in history. Ticks are known to be aggressive and hostile, actively searching for human hosts rather than staying on grass blades like other ticks. Bill Gates pushes for 3D printed meat. Bill Gates releases genetically altered mosquitoes under the excuse to get rid of other mosquitoes. This might be a secret vaccination plan. Initial discovery. In the early 2000s, Dr. Thomas Platts Mills and other researchers at the University of Virginia began receiving reports of sudden unexplained allergic reactions to red meat such as beef and pork, occurring 3 to 6 hours after consumption. Bill Gates is a genius, but the question is he really trying to help society?
Absolutely not. At least that's my belief. Whether you believe Bill Gates is evil or not, if he's trying to help society or not, I think the answer is pretty obvious if you look into it. Regardless, it's still pretty obvious that the world that we're living in is in a way disintegrating. The systems designed by the government are here to enslave us, are here to take our power away, are here to create more man-made viruses. 2020 and everything that transpired then was also, in my belief, by design. It's pretty obvious. What do we do about this? Because clearly it's fucked, and I think you know it's pretty fucked by now. The question is, what do we do about this? I think the only thing that we can do about this is to start building a new model for civilization, a new way to live in community, a new way to raise our children, a new way to grow food, a new way to go about education, a new way to essentially structure society as a whole. We're talking sovereign energy systems. We're talking also sovereign tech, our own phones, our own computers, our own systems in that regard, so that we're not slaves or victims to these people in power in any way. Because if they wanted to shut off the internet, they could do that. So we need our own internet. And if every time you hear about all the fuckery that's going down in the world, this is where your head goes, towards this kind of conversation. How can we build something new? How can we do something better? How can we actually create change? And we have a community of over 7,000 people where we have these kinds of discussions. We have live calls on Zoom every single week, and we're engaging in this conversation. So
yeah, I definitely think that the new ticks that are out right now are 100% man-made. They run, they jump, and the rapid growth of the ticks, like, they weren't just, you know, they were here for a little bit, like, casually, but then the rapid growth, it's like, yeah, I feel like it's definitely something where, like, someone planted this here for a specific purpose. Almost kind of like COVID.
Listen to what this former witch says about the devil.
The trouble is, when you play with the devil, he doesn't play fair. He'll give you everything you want, all the drugs you want, all the women you want, all the promises, and all the power you want. And when he's done with you, he'll kick the legs out from under you. And that's why you hear rock stars sometimes say, I sold my soul to the devil. Because once you make that trade, he'll give you what you want. But people need to understand that the devil is not sharing his kingdom with anyone. And I was studying all this witchcraft. I thought everything was wonderful. The same spirits that gave me power began to turn on me. It was as if all of a sudden the same voices that would say, this man is committing adultery, or this woman steals at work, or this girl's going to get married last year, when I was reading cards, would now say to me, you should die. I would walk around with a gun in my mouth. I can remember the metal used to burn my tongue. I would just suck on a gun, waiting for the moment to stop this power that I had entered into, to stop the destruction of my mind.
God loves you, and he wants your soul to be with him in paradise.
Y'all gotta also remember too, dude, like, reality in a sense is kind of like an illusion. So yes, if you do like make a deal with the devil, or like make a deal with demons or whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying, they could easily put this illusion like you're this amazing person, you're so rich and successful and wonderful, and you have all these women, but in reality you just feel like you have nothing.
This man recorded the moon with his telescope, and these are the images. For years, we've been told that the moon is an inactive place with no movement or relevant activity. But recordings like this are beginning to show something different. What initially seemed like a single object crossing the lunar surface, upon closer inspection reveals something more complex. It's not just one. There are several, small dark silhouettes, moving in line, keeping distance from each other, as if following the same coordinated path. They don't behave like typical space debris. They don't spin uncontrollably or change direction randomly. Their movement is uniform, constant, almost organized. These kinds of patterns rarely appear in public records or official analyses, and when they do, they are simply dismissed without a clear explanation. But when multiple objects cross the moon in this way, it's no longer an isolated anomaly. Some interpret it as orbital debris, others as optical phenomena. However, there are those who believe what's being seen could be something more, a possible fleet moving silently beyond what we are allowed to fully understand.
Did you guys hear what was just discovered, announced, and then something done about it in Toronto with the police and some potential corruption going on? Wait until you hear this.
Well, this is a deeply disappointing and sad day for policing. This investigation also underscores the insidious, corrosive nature of organized crime. It highlights how these criminals find a way to infiltrate even the most well-protected institutions across our society.
So as it turns out, what happened was police officers and even a retired police officer were leaking information to organized crime rings and whatnot. So they would say, hey, on Thursday, don't go and do that thing because there's going to be an investigation going on over there. Like, it was total inside. Now, but here's something that needs to be mentioned. This is good that they're cracking down on that, for sure. But I also think that, think about it. Right now, police officers getting in trouble for organized crime, right? But above police, government, there's a little bit of shady stuff going on in there as well. Who's going to go after them? I mean, they're not really getting found out, are they? I mean, people are literally in these institutions of power, but you can't really police upwards. You can only police downwards. Do you know what I mean? And then furthermore, I will also say that people who kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater and they despise, police and whatnot, I do think that's extremely cringe. Because, and even people I know, some people have had a bad experience with police officers. I get it. Could you imagine New York City, no police, no police officers at all in the city? Do you know what would happen? Could you imagine downtown Toronto if there were no police? Or downtown, basically any major city right now, it would be a shiza storm. So they are needed. But okay, maybe some of you think, yes, some may need more training or de-escalation, this, that, or the other. But I also think because of the climate now, police officers are having to, it's a risky business, even doing your job because of the optics of it sometimes when it's filmed. And the camera picks up as these guys are dogpiling on a guy and it's like, oh my gosh, brutality. But the guy just went and pop, punch, steal, squealed the car, crash in, people affected. So you don't really know the full picture. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this big bust and follow for more.
In 1969, humanity watched a live broadcast from 380,000 kilometers away. No buffering, no dropped frames. Neil Armstrong's small step delivered to your living room in real time. Your 2024 Zoom call drops every 10 minutes. NASA had better Wi-Fi than you. In space, with a potato. Fast forward 54 years. Artemis 2. We have 8K cameras, drones, smartphones that shoot cinema. And NASA gives you GoPro quality. From space. Constantly losing signal. Especially during the interesting parts. Always during the interesting parts.
And as predicted, we've entered our communications blackout. This will be a 6-minute blackout period.
The interior shots are calm, planned, almost rehearsed. No chaotic flows, no accidental spins. Everyone is exactly where the frame needs them to be. It's less ISS and more IKEA showing. And then one astronaut reaches for a strap, touches it lightly. The strap bounces back, downward. Like gravity remembered it had a job. They have DSLRs on board. Smartphones. The most photographed generation of astronauts in history. The official NASA photographs. Stunning. Almost too stunning. Shot. Perfectly lit. Compositionally balanced. The metadata says raw, but metadata, as any editor knows, can be written in about 40 seconds. And the return. The big finale. You get helicopter footage from far away, slightly shaky. The most expensive mission since Apollo. And the best angle they could manage was a news chopper doing its best. Oh, and Netflix streamed the lunar flyby. Netflix. The same platform that canceled your favorite show after 2 seasons. Is now the official broadcaster of mankind's return to the moon. They even had an IntelliJar floating in zero-G. Product placement. Insys lunar space. We're doing brand deals at 370,000 kilometers now. Everything went perfect. The signals dropped at exactly the right moments. The cameras caught exactly the right things. The timing was immaculate. Nothing was improvised. Nothing felt real. But hey, they wouldn't lie to us, would they?
Yeah, I love the faith in the government, but yeah, it is crazy. Like, you go into a subway or into like an underground tunnel, and the second you enter the tunnel, you lose internet, you lose service connection on your phone. But we can have perfect, no laggy data from the moon landing 50 plus years ago.
You're in my dressing room, you have the bathroom with the cameras, so I put towels all over the cameras. And I went and peed in Kobe Bryant's dressing room because I was scared. I dissected a human body over a year ago, and these are the things that stuck with me. When you drill through bone, it literally smells like when you are filing your nails, or if you're getting like acrylic nails done. That's exactly what it smells like. You cut open the testicle, it looks like a tiny little egg inside, and it has like all the vessels and whatnot attached to the end of it, and there's like a bunch of layers around it. In order to look at the abdominal organs, you need to remove the chest wall, and part of what you do with that is cutting the ribs. And to cut an individual rib, you take what look like garden scissors and you just cut them. At my school, we use a handsaw to slice through the pelvis. So when I look at people, I can completely visualize where all of their organs are just by looking at them. I didn't realize how much fat you could have in your hands. They look like tiny little balls of jello. I mean, you can have them anywhere, but I didn't realize how much fat could be in the hands. It's really important to keep them moisturized. So you spray them down with a liquid and we wrap them up in like a shroud. And if you don't do that, then they can get really dried out and like turn black. We don't look at their faces until the very, very end once we start working up on the head. So we keep everything covered unless exactly what we're working on. We were told to treat our donors just like we would a patient that's walking into the hospital. So keeping them decent, talking about them respectfully. There's a ceremony at the end of the year where the students can go and honor their donor, and all of their families are invited, and it's really cool. Overall, it's an amazing experience, once in a lifetime, unless you go into PATH or you work at a coroner's office, but that's all for now. Bye.
I feel like we weren't supposed to know all that, but I guess that's secret information. Thank you, I guess.
You gotta watch this.
Satan tries to get you through your vows. I will never take another drink again. Don't say that.
Wow.
You are not capable of doing that. The self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. It says it very clearly in the scriptures. Instead, you should say, only thanks to the power of Jesus Christ would I ever not be able to take another drink again. That is a completely different thing than saying I alone can take on the evil and the devices of Satan. Completely and totally different. And Jesus said this. He said, do not make earthly vows. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. As soon as you take a vow, what is Satan? He's a taunter. He's able then to taunt you with your own vow, right? You said you would never do this again. Come on, let's see how strong you are. All of a sudden it's held over your head. Instead, you should say, I am not enough. Jesus, take my place and fight the spiritual battle for me. Please, Jesus, come into my life. And that surrender, that true unconditional admission that you cannot fight that spiritual battle is incredibly liberating. And Jesus will come in and will win that battle. But here's the second way, is that Satan takes hold when we are disobedient, especially in terms of the flesh. Satan is a master of being able to capture us when we engage in repetitive, intentional, fleshly sin. We all know what that is. I don't need to overemphasize that. You know what that is. It's when we decide that things that feel good, that we know that are not good for us, especially in the sexual domain, that's where Satan is licking his chops and he knows he's got you. He knows that's where human beings are in some ways at their weakest. This is why it says in the New Testament, flee from sexual immorality. And it goes on to say that Satan prowls the earth, in 1 Peter, prowls the earth like a lion looking for those to devour. It's a pretty profound statement, isn't it?
You ever notice that all these viruses come from animals? I mean, all of them? Wonder why. I hope they're not trying to lock us down again. Is the new hantavirus COVID all over again? I mean, these questions we have to ask ourselves. They have 150 people stranded, 3 dead, and 1 is about to pass away. And people that control this world, they don't want to go and get them because if they bring them back over here on land, we all might get it. Like I said, is this COVID all over again? This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. Some people believe this virus is new. No. This shit is so deep, I typed in the letter H and hantavirus came out of nowhere. I never wrote before. Where did it come from? It's like it's already put in place. But let's go a little deeper. Remember this man right here? Gene Hackman? Stay with me. February 2025, Gene Hackman's wife dies from the same virus. Said she was taken first by a silent killer, hantavirus. Now the hantavirus is everywhere. But stay with me. Remember, symbols and logos is the first language of the universe. If the elites want to get something done, they're not going to come out and tell us. They're going to use logos, symbols, numbers, and they're doing this shit right now. Pay attention to the name. His wife died last year from the same shit that's happening right now. They said this virus get inside of your body and mess with your respiratory system. Gene Hackman. This virus will destroy all of our genes and hack man or mankind. The outbreak is taking place on a ship in water. They are trying to tell you that they are about to give birth to something. You know, when a woman is pregnant, her water break and she give birth to something. This shit is taking place on a ship. They are stuck on a ship. The word ship is an anagram for hips because once her water break, we are being pushed through her hips. They are trying to tell you that they are about to give birth to something.
Yeah, I mean, most diseases and viruses and even like bacterias do come from animals. I mean, at the end of the day, animals don't know what none of that is, like viruses, bacteria, and all that. They just eat and do whatever. But yeah, they do whatever. We as humans always find animals so fascinated. We go up to them. We also, like, you know what I'm saying, touch upon them, do whatever, and then we get infected with whatever they have. So like, yeah, most of those things that we be hearing about, viruses and bacteria, it's straight from animals, dude.